Drew. I hit circles.
I'm Ian. I sing and I play guitar. I do something normal.
I know you do.
You know, life's filthy. I feel really dirty sometimes, really disgusting, and not only like physically unwashed, you know, or like unkept, like emotionally and like mentally like fucked up, man. Not like fucked up, but it all. I think it just kind of plays into the natural sound and the natural kind of coverage of the material. I think on like a base level. Expression, I feel like I have to. I feel like it's the only thing I can do to kind of rebel against this fear of like putting yourself out there.
The only way I know how to survive.
I've been in it for 4 years, a couple of genres prior. I've been with it for the last 2 plus. Actually 2 years now, like this
Right now.
like last month.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we started playing together in October.
Oh, cool.
I mean, it's just time, really. I think we're both committed to doing it, like on all those levels, on those performance levels, and those writing levels, enough to like figure out what's working and not working, and kind of compromising along the way. It definitely feels a lot different now than it was 2 years ago, and it's definitely different than it was 4 years ago when it started. You know, obviously that's not the dynamic, but yeah, I mean, just listening back to the last EP and hearing how those songs were written and hearing how they were like performed and played, and then we're working on new stuff now, and like I'm a lot more excited, but also the material itself is, I think, just a lot more. It makes a lot more sense together. Like you can feel. I mean, it's hard to say I'm like this close to it, but there's more of a statement between the two of us rather than sort of like accidents, maybe, or something. They're good, you know. It depends on who you get out to and talk with. I've been really supported by like the KSW crowd.
Very much.
We're kind of heavy, and like, you know, I feel like that resonates with them pretty fast. And most of the bands that see us and the people that come to our shows are always really like into it and happy. And I get to see that and support their shit, so that's good. I don't know. It feels like a cool kid city for sure, though, on a lot of levels. And it's always hard to kind of access certain networks or scenes you think are doing really well somehow, or something. But then you get in into somebody and you're like, oh, they're all just really anxious weirdos, like me, and they were maybe thinking the same thing. Like it was really hard to access like my little circle of friends and showgoers. You know, I don't know. It's hit and miss. But I see a lot of my friends succeeding in the cool stuff. And Monster Watch, you know, doing their thing, getting a lot of reception from the city and the write-ups, and you know, it's nice to see the music's been represented. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, lots. Longtime friends and idols of mine, a band called 10 Miles Wide. Killer band. Again, kind of that heavier KOSW sound. Not musically what I want to do, but a band that's always very much like done their own thing and not really cared whether or not it was going to propel them forward. Just like, this is what we want to do. This is how I want to do it. I want to do it this way. And there's a lot of bands that I've found in this city that dig into that, and that's what's always really inspired me. You know, there's kind of like talking about that cool kid city. There's a lot of people that I think focus and hone their approach to fit into a shoebox that maybe they think is going to propel them somewhere. But for as many of those as there's so many bands, and really an explosion lately of people just don't give a fuck. Like, this is who I am. This is what I do. I love Velvet Q. I love Matriarch, Darksmith. Those are 4 bands that come to mind, and all very different, very musically unlike each other, but every one of them is just unfiltered, unapologetic version of themselves.
Yeah, and I saw Bad Optics and Crystal Desert prior to them. I don't know if you've seen those cats, but they're a super good live show, and I always get really inspired from seeing them play live. Worthless, actually. I mean, two-piece homies, like, always nice to see how they're getting sound, how y'all are getting your sound, and like using that structure palette to like deliver something. Fucked and Bound is a local band I'm super into, and Monster Lunch came up with those guys a little bit when we first started playing together. It was nice to kind of look up to, like, okay, heavy music happening here, and we get to like kind of jump in and be a part of this for a minute. I think it helps bring us into our own a little bit more.
Action S for being one of the few heavy bands that gets away with using a fucking horn player and owning it. It was cool as shit.
Ooh, boy. How far do you go? Like, there's shit I could say that's like, I'm not gonna look very cool at all. Michael Jackson was like the first. Without Michael Jackson, I wouldn't be into like guitar or something, which is weird. That solo, but it's Van Halen really. It's that solo and Beat It. I love that shit. La Butcherettes is probably one of my favorite bands right now, like influencing, and it's been influencing my songwriting for like the last 4 years or so. It's been hard to get away from Queens of the Stone Age and Caius. Like, even still, I write songs and there's that music is like at the core of it somewhere, and I'm like, fuck, don't get out of these stoner rock vibes. Well, not get out of them, but like, I'm like, rooted in it.
I don't even know where to...
It's scary to say something about it, because then suddenly you feel like pigeonholed. You're like, that's it? That's all I am? Big influences.
I think about, my formative influences, for sure. Definitely nothing I'm influenced by now. I was like your cliche, like, Travis Barker acolyte at one point in my life, like, that he was the drummer god of all gods. And still, in some ways, is, but God, I can't listen to that band anymore.
But it got you there, got you somewhere.
But it definitely, seeing somebody play really technically and also just beating the shit out of their drums when they play.
It's hard.
And, Buddy Rich is an old jazz drummer that did the same thing. Huge influence of mine, even though I don't play jazz anymore by any shred of imagination. But also, I don't know, I was always really influenced by, sort of anarchist artists like Banksy, or even older, not musicians, but just people that sort of really took a risk that I'm still terrified to even consider taking. They took their art to a level, or their message, or the thing they wanted to, on a level that really put them at risk. People that did that just made me inspired to do something that wasn't normal. And, fuck going to college and getting a business degree. It's not going to lead me anywhere to anything even touching on that kind of an experience.
Just around in the music scene, I guess. I knew some of the people, his friends at the time, Boys in 10 Miles Wide, and we played the show together at some point. Just around. There's details, I guess, but more or less we were in bands, and we caught on to each other's presence, and then we were both kind of available at the same time.
Cool.
It was like, yo, I need a drummer. What you doing?
I'm about to abandon this town, so please get me not to.
We have a recording that's soon to be new stuff, new material. It's gonna hopefully be released soon. It's like done. That's what's really exciting, and it kind of like paints like a nice starry future of like, who knows, you know? That'll be there, and then we can try to get that around to people, and people will react and have different feelings about it. Just having like a product for your art and your work allows for some sort of long-term feedback to exist, which then seems to manifest in really interesting ways if you sort of sustain yourself. So, I mean, to continue trying to get out of town and tour more and be as present in as big of a region as we can, whether it's just the Pacific Northwest or, you know, maybe more. I'd like to really record with a new toolkit. You know, we've recorded at the same studio the last 2 times, and it'd be really nice. And our next thing is to like press them again, experiment with that, grow with that. You know, do something kind of about working on music that can be sort of manipulated and changed and used, and like you kind of go where you want with it.
Find new ways to push out our comfort zone.
Yeah, totally. You get too static in one idea or one song or one album or one town or one show. There's a lot of ways to pull from urban area and kind of like excite that again. Gear, finding gear. We'll talk about gear in a minute.
Get out on the road and only get ourselves to the next gig with the gig.
Yeah.